up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, as many of you guys know, I'm a big colored contact aficionado. The last ones that I actually went ahead and reviewed were the Siesta Pearl editions, Wave 2 and Wave 1, and as you guys know, those ones were sparkly and had some very interesting color choices in there. However, I wanted to go ahead and bring it back into something a little bit more natural. A little bit. These aren't the most natural contacts that I have, but they are very, very close. They offer you a nice pop of color without necessarily being too in your face. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Siesta Black Romance Edition, and trust me, there are some gems in this one that I absolutely love. Now, before we take a look at all of the individual colors, we are going to start things off stripped down with my natural naked brown eyes while I go ahead and redo the specifications. So the lens diameter is 14.0 millimeters, the graphic diameter is 13.4 millimeters, the base curve is 18.5 millimeters, and these will last you 6 months. Also be aware that they are available in prescription for no extra cost. These are $15 per pair of lenses, and of course you can always use my code ROB10 to get 10% off. So kicking things off, we have the Siesta Black Romance in the color brown, and I do have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this one. There's a point where I really tried to like it and it just did not quite jive with me. First and foremost, I do think that the color is gorgeous overall. It has a nice hazily ashy brown tone to kind of like the middle of the eye itself. The only issue that I really do have is the fact that the limbal ring is a warm brown. Now, we kind of ran into the same issue with the Siesta Pearl Coral, is I feel like when you have a warm brown limbal ring, the issue with that is if your eyes get any kind of redness whatsoever, or if you get veiny in there, sometimes it can kind of make the eye have this weird reddish glow to it, which I'm not super fond of. However, if your eyes don't get red whatsoever, or if you've got some good redness reducing drops on you, this is a totally amazing color. I think it's a nice way to make brown eyes pop without necessarily going too overboard. Next up are my second favorite lenses from the Siesta Black Edition, and of course, they are in the color gray. How predictable! As many of you guys are aware out there, I am a bit of a gray contact fanboy. In fact, if you've seen my Instagram, or if you've checked out a previous favorites video on the channel, I just picked up some very expensive gray contact lenses, which I absolutely love and adore. However, I do have to put this out there, they're very in your face. They're very like, hey, hi, hello, I'm here, look at me and my cool gray contact lenses. However, these ones are a little bit more chilled, a little bit more laid back, a little less clockable, because sometimes you don't want to be in everybody's face. Sometimes you just want to be like, hey, what's up? You know? And I kind of like these for those days where you want to embrace your grayness, but you don't necessarily want to go too in everybody's face. Now, as you can tell right here with the construction, they've actually got a dark gray limbal ring, which isn't super insanely harsh, but it is definitely there and apparent. Now, on the inside of it, it's kind of like more of a medium gray with slight hints of blue and green. Now, I am saying that from a space where I put in gray contact lenses and they look gray straight out of the gate, but about 5 minutes later, for some reason, they look a little bit more bluish, a little bit more greenish. Don't know what it is with my body chemistry, however, that is how it turns out on me. I do absolutely love these ones, and they are very comparative to some Soulfly graphite ones that I've been seeing, and those ones are pricey. So this is a definitely amazing affordable alternative. So while I absolutely love the grays, the Siesta Black Romance in India are definitely my favorite of the bunch. Let me tell you, when I first encountered these, I was like, that is not gonna work for me. I saw all of these review videos ranting and raving, and I was like, I don't know if I want to follow the crowd on this one. However, once I got them in my eyes, I was like, fuck. I have to admit that they look pretty goddamn good. Now, the limbal ring on this one is actually a dark blue, and you can see that very clearly in the blister or just in your contact lens case on its own. You're like, wow, that is a very blue limbal ring, which does not happen naturally. However, when it kind of like merges with your own eye color, it tends to dull down that blue so it's not so in your face. Now, the center of it also looked absolutely nuts because it was very yellow, but as you can see, when it combines with medium to dark brown eyes, it does look kind of like green hazel. So now you have this green hazel kind of like center of the eye and this kind of like indigo on the outside of the eye, which creates this very, very interesting tonal contrast. And even though I will say that like when you get really, really up close, it's one of those things where you're like, I'm pretty sure that's not natural. However, from like speaking distance, it's just an absolutely gorgeous color. And I don't think that I've seen very many of these color pairings in many other, what do you call this, color contact companies out there. I've taken a look at some interesting ones and I might give them a shot, but this one so far has knocked my socks off. So if I'm gonna recommend anything in this collection, this is going to be the pair of contacts. And I've seen them on so many different skin tones. I've seen them on so many different, just people in general, and they look absolutely amazing. Now, while we're on the topic of blue limbal rings, I figured that I would go ahead and show off the Siesta Black in Romance Blue. Yes, I've been saying the names wrong this entire time. I believe the collection is Siesta Black, and then the color names are Romance, and then the color in addition to that, listen, you shouldn't be surprised, I'm really bad with names overall. However, I really did want to give some praise to this color because I normally don't like blues, and I'm still not the fondest of a blue on, you know, my eyes. However, I do have to say this is a nice medium blue. Instead of some of the other things that you see out in the market where they're trying to make really, really pale blue eyes a thing, this one is kind of a little bit more chill about it. It's like, yeah, I'm blue, but I'm not trying to be all up in your face. So when it comes to the actual construction itself, it's got a dark blue limbal ring on the outside. It's similar to the ones that we see in the Romance India, except the India has just a slight tinge of green, so it's like a dark indigo teal. This one is more of like a true blue. Then as for the color actually inside of the limbal ring, it's kind of like a medium blue, and this is something that I didn't actually mention throughout the video with the other colors, is that the color will actually slowly change opacity as it gets closer to your pupil. So it'll actually blend in a little bit with your natural color, which is nice. It still gives you a good payout of that blue, but it's just got a little bit of feathering in there that kind of like might give the illusion that it could potentially be natural. I mean, let's be real. It's not going to be natural on me. However, it might look natural on you guys. Regardless, I really, really like this kind of like medium blue because it's just a nice, potentially believable blue on me. You know what I mean? Last up, we have the Siesta Black in Romance Green, and if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, it still stands true that green just does not seem to jive with me. However, I will say that these are some pretty green contacts. They're more of like an emerald foresty green, so they're a bit on the cooler side than they are on the warmer side, and I almost kind of feel like if they had a little bit more yellow in them, they would blend a bit more closely into my eye color, and then it would be this cool kind of like hazily leaning towards green kind of shade. Now, when it comes to construction, these do have a dark green limbal ring on the outside. Again, it's a very, very emerald. I was actually like sitting in my bathroom thinking about it. I was like, it reminds me of spinach. It's like a spinach green. Which may not sound that appealing, but definitely this would work out for maybe somebody who has a little bit more of an olive skin tone who could really, really rock this. However, just for me, I don't necessarily feel like they work so well. They are a very, very pretty color, and I think that they will be for some people, but again, this is a green that just does not quite win me over. But then again, there are very few greens that do, so it's not necessarily a fault of the contact, it's probably just personal preference. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and leave in the comments below whether I can pull off green, or whether you think that maybe I should stick to like the grays, because those work a little bit better. Alrighty, so that about does it for my review of the Siesta Black Romance collection. As you can see, I've slipped back into my favorites of the bunch, the Romance India. However, I will very, very strongly suggest the Romance Grays as well as the Romance Browns. However, you guys have gotten to take a look at everything this specific collection has to offer, so decide for yourself and see exactly what works for you. Also, be aware that you can go ahead and pick these out at a little bit of a discount using my coupon code ROB10. Now, It's a little bit of a favor to me. Go ahead and leave down in the comments below whether you'd want to see something that's even more natural than the romance collection. Yes, we have things that I feel are almost unclockable. Or would you rather see me step up my game and get some like eye contacts that really pop on here and show those off for you? It's all your decision. Toss that down in the comments below. But that does do it for me for now. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.